a thread by soul war. The cracks appear as their corrupt edifice begins to shake under the strain of revelations. Huntergate, crack. Spygate, crack. Hillary's emails, crack. Benghazi, crack. All tied together in a nice, horrific little bow, shaped like a crown to mock God and the faithful. The minions of chaos have filled their bellies, vaults, and other vile appetites at our expense for far too long. The pendulum has swung back into the light as their innumerable crimes, now laid bare, elicit a roar of outrage from the people. The edifice groans and shudders in fear. What I've called the polarizing break is here, and they realize too late that the world they built is about to fail, leaving them naked before the very mobs that they stirred up over years of witch hunts and false persecutions, only to now be proven to be that they were the wicked ones all along. Media, they cried, save us! I will, said the media, who then cried, Russia, 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 until no one listened anymore. Failed, and they lay broken. Government, they cried, save us! I will, said government, who raised impeachment only to see it fail miserably. Holy shit, they cried. China, save us! I will, said China. Since you have fumbled our orders badly, and they unleashed a plague to undo all the improvements Trump had made. But the plague failed. Trump mastered it handily and got back to the work of building the new world. No, they cried, this cannot be. All our good works are undone. Rise up, all who believe in our new world, and stop them. So an insurrection was raised so that violence and fear became the norm for months in their strongholds as the people suffered. But our champion was not idle. His forces were busy in many places, preparing for the day of days, assessing targets, and preparing their fields of fire, synchronizing with allies for the last battle for the soul of humanity. Your part in this epic struggle is clear and easy. Vote. Synchronize for 6 days until D-Day, the day our world either solidifies into being and becomes America's amazing destiny for centuries to come, or that vile edifice is saved and preserved to lord over our suffering and ruin for an untold age. Your voice matters. The insurrection will enter a new phase on November 4th as President Trump's leadership is reaffirmed and provided an overwhelming mandate to restore order. Order will be restored and the tumult will fade. You can't stop the revolution. Prison door slammed shut. Oh, yes, we can. I know a lot of people will say, I hope you're right. That's because you've been programmed to believe you don't deserve to win. We were being prepared for serfdom. Do you think this predilection to accept the unacceptable and completely un-American mindset just happened? Edward Bernays, the father of modern propaganda, said, in almost every act of our daily lives, whether in the sphere of politics or business, in our social conduct or our ethical thinking, we are dominated by a relatively small number of persons. It is they who pull the wires, which control the public mind. 70% of American voters have rejected the radical left's new world and will vote Trump. The insurrection will morph into terrorism just as it did in the 1970s, where we had dozens of bombings a day for years. Those were also foreign sponsored. From Time.com, the bombings across America that were forgotten. The ones I see coming will be as well Chinese communists, RGB, IRGC. What's RGB? Damn. Well, I don't know. Will continue to foment chaos. Russian. That must be KGB. Russia. That's got to be Russia. Will continue to foment chaos and terror on U.S. soil, and the academia created Bernie Bro Antifa drones. They're morphing into an American ISIS. Will be met by forces that saw all of this coming years ago and were prepared for it. Those forces are already in motion. They will restore law and order, but order has got to come first. Without order, you cannot have law. People will freak. A show of force will be required to let the drones know it's over. Illegal force will be met with overwhelming legal force. So, those most committed to the violent overthrow of Americana Rising will resort to terrorism, while their masters in foreign lands ponder what to do. It would have been so perfect to prove America was a lie by having us wreck ourselves with a little help from them. Ah, well, to sum up, President Trump will win, and it will be epic. His opposition will be shattered. All real capability to deflect or sandbag his policies, and the improvement of the American quality of life will be gone. America will take off like a rocket ship, physically, mentally, spiritually. As we do so, our enemies will be trying to grab the microphone from Trump to scream for us, to be afraid again, to hate one another, to fear them and cower as their little cadres of losers blow up this or set fire to that. We won't be listening. We'll be too busy dancing. Their incorrigible and demonic tools will be shut away in federal prisons to languish for decades. Those that didn't choose the fate of Reinl, the Portland terrorist, and will be unable to disturb America's second great awakening. You will see unfold was their greatest fear. Their form of their form of rulership will be proven inferior. Their edifices will begin to crack. The ripples of Americana Rising will do that, and they know they cannot withstand it. It's why they tried so hard to destroy us, to lower us, to mire us in darkness, to preserve darkness. Carlos Osuita was right. You won't recognize America by 2024, and you'll be ecstatic. Oh, and you'll get to watch as angry Americans, stirred up by years of claims of powerful people colluding with foreign nations and betraying America, are shown proof who actually did that. The Democrats. This will be happening as the edifice they worked so hard to build over a century on our dime, from which they intended to celebrate our American slavery, comes crashing to earth in flames, leaving them unprotected as the evidence of what they've done mounts. Good times. And oh, look, a judiciary that won't protect them, a mainstream media that can't protect them, an American people who they told for 4 years betraying America was bad, okay? And none of that just happened either. I'm gonna laugh myself sick in 2021. On October 20th, Michael Malice tweeted, "We didn't deserve him," responding to a Donald Trump tweet from November 7th, 2012. Pervert alert. Anthony Weiner is back on Twitter. All girls under the age of 18 block him immediately. It is human to laugh as the haughty and godless, wicked, pay for their crimes, stripped of the power they abused us with. When you mock our Creator, you are mocking universal balance and natural law. Thanks to divine intervention, we aren't going down to destruction with them. Take a moment to reflect on that. Had Hillary won, the destruction of America would have been preordained, destroyed as founded. America would have eventually collapsed as a dark oppressor nation, taking who knows how many of us with it. We were saved that hideous fate. Pray for the souls of those lost. Someday, in time, they may return to the light. Penance is real, trust me on that. Do not deny it to the chastened. And thank our lucky stars for President Trump and General Mike Flynn, our northern lights. These threads are now the only source of income for Brent Cates. To donate any amount, please go to paypal.me/Brent Cates. Also, Brent Cates' YouTube channel is linked in the thread, and the Teespring Americana Rising merchandise store is also available. Check it out. Addendum. This is a video from John Ward called Revelations to John, What a Beautiful Black Sky, Part 2. I listened to this last night. It's excellent, and it summarized Mike Flynn's lead up to his ambush interview with Pete Strzok and Joseph Piętka, in which he said the phrase, what a beautiful black sky. It tells how Carlos Osuita identified the possible source of that phrase.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.